As we usher in the Christmas festive season, Uganda Police Force warmly extends greetings to all Ugandans and visitors who are coming in. With only about 10 days to Christmas and around 17 days to New Year 2026, we wish everyone peace, joy, and a shared celebration. All security agencies are on heightened alert to ensure that people across the country celebrate in a peaceful and orderly manner. This season is unique because it coincides with the 2026 general elections period. The festive period, you are all aware, is characterized by joy, reunions, and travel. However, such activities can at times invite crime, such as theft, house break-ins, and also violence. So we are calling upon the population, for those of you who intend to travel, based on our experience and encounters with the victims, some of this information we feel it is always necessary to share with you. With this period in which we have heightened communication on digital platforms, there are people who advertise their travels. When a man is in Rukunjiri, he shares photos and how he's enjoying life, the other side, whereas the village thief is also aware because he shares the same platforms with that traveler. Before you realize, you find the fellow walking to police to report a case of a break-in or a burglary. And police, sometimes we always advise that you can keep one or two trusted persons aware of your movements, especially people who live in very close neighborhoods. So that one is very, very important. We also encourage close and strengthened neighborhood watch, so that we are in touch, all of us, keep in close touch with the area police. I have always used this platform to ask a very humble question. How many people have contacts of their police establishments closest to them? Sometimes the biggest challenge we have is people having contacts of police friends, but not police establishments. Please take my message seriously, because it may save you. That police post near you, do not undermine it. However big you may be, have their contact. That's very, very important. The other issue we always advise in our festive season message is to report suspicious persons and movements. There are some suspicious characters usually in our neighborhoods. Sometimes when you share critical information with the police, we tend to carry out targeted and intelligence-led operations which yield good results. And we keep these wrong elements at bay through the festive season. The other issue, based on our experience, when people converge during festive seasons, we have observed that they tend to solve a number of things. That's the time when families meet over land disputes. You have heard of things like we shall solve this land issue when so and so returns from the urban areas and they come to village. That's when we shall sit and resolve these issues. Now, during the resolution period or meetings, they end up fighting. They pull out pangas. We have registered as police sometimes some of these cases. Then additionally, there are also scrupulous antagonists who use festive seasons because they know probably courts are not working, and then they go for land evictions. Our police will be vigilant, and other relevant stakeholders. You do not carry out an eviction on Christmas Day or exploiting an opportunity that somebody has no recourse to courts of law. So we call upon the public that when you encounter this kind of injustice, please reach out to police. Entertainment. You are all aware that music shows and social gatherings are common during this period. So for safety and compliance, and you are aware that we are highly interested in safety issues, and by so we want whoever is organizing these events, these shows, and whoever is also participating as a revealer to comply with any given regulations and also subsisting laws. Now, let me guide. All these events, which you people commonly call ebivulu, the organizer must get clearance in writing from the Inspector General of Police. And how do you get that clearance? You write to him. Do not go and make a chivulu and just call your people, advertise. We shall stop it. And you will make losses. So, tender in your application, then you will be guided on a number of safety and security requirements that will be needed for you to have a peaceful and secure event. Organizers are required to jointly plan security measures with the district security committees in the districts and in the cities. Do not do these things alone and end up endangering people. There are also other regulatory authorities. You will find the URA has a stake. I hope you are aware. You will find that the grounds belong to a municipal or local council authority. You don't just invade grounds and you put a chivulu at that ground, that because it's a public space. You will find that probably the district security committee is going to tell you, you cannot organize this function, this event near a hospital. So what am I communicating? you need to involve others early enough in the planning processes. Emergency firefighting equipment. Have at least some emergency firefighting equipment, like a fire extinguisher. So those are very, very important. Overcrowding, it is not news. We have had stampedes before. We should not have them again. Now, there is another issue which is very, very important. And I guess all of you here have seen it happen. Some of these events organizers have a tendency of advertising popular musicians, whereas they are not going to be part of their events. So the people sit, wait for a popular musician. The musician ends up not turning up. So what they do, they destroy chairs and all sorts of furniture, and at times throw things up and down, projectiles. Before you realize, a person has lost an eye. People have been injured. At times, that violence calls in police to quell the rowdy and to disperse the rowdy crowd. There are incidents actually where we have registered deaths. Now, those kind of jokers, we shall arrest them. Any organizer planning that kind of fraud shall come into contact with the law. So we need to warn them in time. Advertise those musicians you are going to have on your show. Operational guidelines shall be issued by the area commanders, the DPC, the RPC. Security teams have sat and they will be guiding people. But let me also comment about prayers. You know very well that the season features extended worship and overnight prayers. So the organizers, those are the churches and areas of worship, should also coordinate with the district security committees for planning in terms of safety. You know, people go to pray, those overnights. Not everybody goes there for good reasons. So sometimes you need to come in and plan. There was even a time, I can't recall exactly when a child disappeared and ended up in a case of a ritual sacrifice. So we don't want those events, and those incidents to reoccur. There are a number of people who come to these overnight masses for bad reasons. So we call upon the church, the organizers of those events, to take note of such persons by dealing with the security agencies to ensure that there is safety. Of course, the churchgoers are also prone to risks like fires. So what we are calling upon to be adhered to by entertainment organizers, the organizers of these church and prayer functions should also adhere to them. Now let's go to our brothers and sisters who will be in the travel, in movements up and down or to the countryside and those that will be moving into the cities, sees heavy movement on roads and water bodies. Sometimes we concentrate mainly on roads and we forget that there are several people moving on water bodies. Now, the common risks, I would like to reiterate them, re-echo them, re-emphasize them. Drunk driving. Companies have broken off, people are in holiday. Now, during the travel, men and women first to drink and then drive even long distances. Before you blink an eye, you hear 20 gone, 15, a whole family was in a car, people are gone. So we need really to get serious on some of this. Then there is overloading. Overloading is also one of the observations we always make. Reckless driving, and this is also very common with our brothers and sisters who ride motorcycles. The biggest being the border riders, the commercial motorcyclists. Very reckless. And when it comes to them, it is also found of them to carry small liquor in those huge jackets of theirs, you see. You see a man with his huge jackets, but in there, sometimes he puts on 2 or even 3. In there is a highly intoxicating liquor. So our traffic officers, please take note, but equally this message goes to those who go reckless on their lives. Use of safety gear, helmets. Now this helmet helps you who is riding or you the passenger on a motorcycle. You don't have it, just know the life you are trading over there has no spare part. You knock your head on the tarmac, you are gone. Game down. So we advise people to really take these issues very seriously. Seat belts. We should not be the ones requesting you or urging you to use a seat belt. This is a safety requirement. It saves your life. So take some of these issues very, very serious. So I would like to say that Uganda Police Force shall intensify of enforcement operations, especially on public service vehicles. You know what is common with our buses when they start abusing their chat routes, and these drivers end up sleeping on the wheels. So we are cognizant of that, and we shall try as much as possible to address it. On water transport, our marine forces are taking note of some of the issues which are common. Sometimes you find those vessels which are not seaworthy, carrying of life jackets. Some of these fellows forget all that. So all that we shall try as much as possible to look into it. We also want to comment about fire safety. The end of year activities sometimes involve fire hazards. Fire hazards on functions, events, then also fire accidents or acts of negligence arising from sometimes adults, you find an adult has left children in a house and he has gone for a chivulu. I know you must have heard of such incidents. As police, we have reported them before. We have registered incidents before where you find somebody has locked children in the house and left them with a candle. He bolts or she bolts the back and leaves them there. This is common with these females who trade who engage in prostitution. So it is common. We register those incidents, so I'm talking from a point where as police we have registered these incidents. We have again always called upon people. There are some very, very basic things people should know. There are people who leave electric appliances connected to electricity and then they travel. So as a police, we have a duty to alert you, to remind you on some of these basic issues. Then when it comes to issues of having firefighting, emergency firefighting equipment, all those mega houses you see, very few people have this equipment. Let me talk about also shopping. You know, the holiday period attracts increased spending and transactions. So be aware of pickpockets, scammers, and online fraudsters. There are so many things, good and glittering things, that they start selling and selling online. So when you come to our police stations, you will find so many people have been defrauded. Somebody advertised this, then finally when I paid, when I opened the box which had been delivered, what I saw there was totally different. So please, we call upon you to take note. Then traveling with huge sums currently can be transferred and moved in digital wallets. So we advise people to exploit digital transactions. We don't want to register a number of those cases. There are so many cashless options that can be utilized. In this season is when we register a number of animal thefts. So please, we advise our public to watch out on and be vigilant on a number of these movements of animals. But drawing from my experience as somebody who commanded a cattle corridor as a regional police commander, there are people who leave animals to stray and feed in the night, straying in the night. So you find the thief finding animals grazing in the night. The home of the owner of those animals probably is more than 500 meters, and the animals are grazing. So you, in such a situation, you, the owner, you are aiding and making life very easy for the thief, giving him very open opportunities. Now, it becomes very hard for police to protect your animals which are grazing far away from your home in the night. There is a limit and an extent to which we can provide you security in such circumstances. Then the other one I cannot miss is terrorism. Uganda remains vigilant against terrorism. Security agencies are on high alert to prevent attacks and detect suspicious activities. But we also urge the public to report unattended luggage or suspicious persons immediately. Stay alert in crowded areas such as bus parks, malls, churches, and entertainment venues. Cooperate with the security officers during screening and searches. We have people who give headache to our officers whenever they are doing searches. They feel so high to be touched. They really want to make life very hard for that officer who's trying to make a search. If you feel you don't want to be searched, go back. But if you are going to enter a place that has been subject to an access control protocol, then you must tender yourself in for a search so that everybody is safe. Finally, share with you our telephone contacts. We have a toll-free line. This toll-free line, when you call it, the people in our command center at police headquarters or the operation room will receive it. It is 0800 199 699. You don't need to have airtime on your phone to call it. Then we have another one, which is Airtel, and it is 0707 600 773. We have an MTN line, which is 0776 999 136. Then we have a toll-free line for fire emergencies. Do not call your friend in the police, who also will call probably an area commander, who also will call fire brigade. Call this line direct for a fire emergency. 0800 121 222. The Uganda Police Force and other security agencies remain committed to ensuring a safe, peaceful, and enjoyable festive season for all. Let us celebrate responsibly, stay vigilant, and work together for the safety of our communities and the success of the festive season. A luta continua.